Hey guys. All right. So welcome to 2023. I'm going to outline what to expect and lots of good, exciting new additions for the program for this year. So if you are just joining or if you've been with me for years and years, lots of new elements to add. And certainly if you are brand new to this, make sure that you have read the onboarding documents, or if you haven't, definitely read them shortly after this presentation. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and go through the presentation for today. All right, so 2023. So no matter what tier you are in, and I'm going to go through all of the tiers and what those all mean and expectations and roles, this presentation is for you. This particular tier, this particular session rather, starts January 27th and it runs until April 27th. That does not mean that you can't start late. So if you're somebody that has not joined yet and wants to still join, you still have the opportunity to do that. But the updated meal plans will be sent out actually along with this video if you are watching it for the first time. And the website is also available for downloads. Now, normally the website is equipped with links, but I will be updating those with the downloads for you to be able to download the actual PDF. So keep in mind, your site access is dependent on your tier and your subscription details. So if you are a tier 1 member, you'll notice that you cannot access recipes that are beyond month 3. And the rest of them kind of work their way up the same way. If for some reason you're having issues with accessing a recipe that's within your tier, I will talk about what to do under those circumstances. But if you have created more than one site membership, it's important to note that that might be one of the issues as to why you can't access recipes. Your email is tied to your subscription, so that's something that you and I can figure out separately. So as far as your expectations, as far as the program goes, this is something that I've been doing for years and years, and although the program has changed quite a bit, the things that haven't changed, the components that haven't changed are as follows. You will be successful. Your success rate will increase if you do the following. Follow the protocol, log your food, and communicate with me. And again, the details of all these things are highlighted in better, finer details rather, on the onboarding material. So I'm gonna touch upon them briefly, but following the protocol, there is a protocol that has been developed for the program. I call it the lavender trifecta, and this refers to the meals all having that perfect ratio of carbs to protein to fat. But the lavender trifecta refers to the fact that all of the meals on the meal plan and the blog are already lavender, meaning they all have a protein, a carb, and a healthy fat. And so your expectations are to follow that. If you are just following the calories, if you are pulling recipes off of a different site and you're not making sure that they are lavender, then your success rate will not be as enhanced. Secondly, logging your food. This is a really big part of the program. We do this for a couple reasons. One, it allows you to self-regulate. And what I mean by that is it allows you to see what works for you. It allows you to make those adjustments as needed. It allows you to put the recipe in and perhaps notice that the amounts are not what they should be because of a different ingredient that was used. And because of this, this is all data that is able to be looked at and viewed. And this is a really good way for me to troubleshoot. For example, if you aren't losing weight, or if you are really kind of at a standstill, that's where I can go on your log. I can see all your entries and really nitpick through them to see what is the causal effect of you not producing that weight loss. And more than likely, it could be just a calculation error, or it might be that your metabolism needs just a little extra kick. And that is not for you to worry about. That's for me to worry about. But it all boils down to logging is going to provide that education for you. Just the other day, I had somebody log something, and they didn't use real peanut butter. They used that powdered peanut butter instead. And they just texted me to tell me how delicious it was. And I took that opportunity to tell them, peanut butter has healthy fats. The powdered peanut butter does not. And so this is something that I would have caught in the food log. And therefore, that's an education in itself. A client will then know, oh, powdered peanut butter is not something that will help me. And throughout the process, you'll learn all of these great skills. And finally, the communication that is essential to this program, not only for your weigh-ins, but also for your struggles and that support. I've said this many times in other presentations. We often will feel like, oh, my weight's not moving, and members will stop texting me their weight. But truly, that's when I need to hear from you. If your weight is 185, 186, 184, 185, 185, 185, and you stop texting me, I'm not going to know that your weight isn't moving. I'm going to just think that you got busy or sidetracked, or, your role is to communicate with me. If I see too many days in a row where your weight's not moving or it's going in the opposite direction, that's when I'm going to say, well, have you been logging? And if you are logging, I'm going to look, and I'm going to look for that data. I'm going to provide that education as needed. And then hopefully, if you're not following the protocol, we're going to have a minute so that you can learn that protocol. So these three things really do work together. As far as the communication goes, my phone is always on, but it is always silenced. I do get hundreds of texts a day, and my work setup is equipped for that. I have 3 screens. My text messages are viewable on one screen. So if I don't answer your text, that doesn't mean that I didn't see it. And that includes weekends, that includes evenings. But you'll notice that I have started using the focus, which is on the iPhone. And if you text me and you notice the little leaf, and it might say out of office, leave text message, that just means that I may not answer. That just means that I am not able. It might be weekends, it might be evenings, but I still see it. And I always like to tell the story of a gal once that used to text me these long messages on the weekends, and it was her way of clearing her mind. It was her way of letting me know what was going on. And although I didn't respond, I saw them. And on Monday, I always would refer back to those. And I really felt connected with this client because of that. So, you must remember that your one text message is up against hundreds of others. So your text messages to me might be longer than my responses back to you, but they're so extremely important. And with that being said, you should always share your concerns and avoid hiding. When members hide for whatever reason, whether it is because they are embarrassed, ashamed, feeling like this isn't working for them, that's actually when I need to hear from you the most. So, step up and let me know when that happens. But if you are having issues with the website, if you can't log on to the site itself, or you can't access a recipe or a group, I've created a service request form, which I'll point out a little bit later in the presentation, so that you can direct those issues to the service request form. This helps me focus on what I do best, and that is working with members and clients. And so the service request form gets directed to my husband, and he will tackle all of those issues. Now, with that being said, I still see the service request pop up on one of my screens. I see the notification. I'm notified as well. And so with that being said, if you could please avoid also texting me. I've had a lot of people text me that, hey, I just sent a service request. Now, if you don't hear back from us within that 24-hour time period, perhaps there might have been an issue with the form not going through. But typically that's a rare occurrence. But we've been really successful with being on top of answering these forms. So we're going to continue on with using that form. As far as the website goes, there have been some new additions to the website, which I'm going to go through next. I've added some private group pages. There's an events page. There are member pages, and I'm going to really direct you to the member profile card, because we're going to be adding some really important information on there that's viewable to you and viewable to me. And then I'm going to talk about discounts and codes, which are all actually included in the new member handbook that is also attached to this email. So with that being said, I am going to share a different screen here and open up the website. All right, so here is the website. I'm going to give you guys a quick little run through on the site. First of all, this is the main menu. Over here is the login bar. And if you notice in the login bar, once you do sign up and rather sign in, you can access a lot of your account features right here from the login bar. Okay, but I am going to also talk about how to find these features through the menu site. The member profile card is here for you, but in addition, it is also off of the site, which I'm going to show you next. All right, so this is the main menu. Anything that you really need here can be found in the main menu, but I'm going to direct us over to the Get You Great site. And the Get You Great site is for members only. Members that have paid for either tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, loyal members, or are in tier 4 as well. All right, so with this, you can see we have the smaller menu. So I'm going to point these out. Main menu is here. Private menu is here. All right, so on this private menu, we have our meal plans. You can see that I clustered them together so that you can Dropbox and view them this way. Definitely take advantage of the webinars and the events. So if you want to see all of the future events, you can go to the events page and see all of the, these are the ones that I have signed up for. So you can see that I have not signed up for any, but I'm going to take us back to show you all of the actual events. Going back to this, I'm going to start from the top. Really great new source that I've added is the My Get You Fit tab. And if you click it, you'll see all of these drop boxes. So the first one is your profile, and that's going to be blank right now because there's really nothing saved in there. But if you go to your member profile card, this is the card that I would love for you to add information to these cells. So as you can see here, your address, your phone number, all of your information is here. This login email cannot be changed. This is the email that you are logging in with, but you might notice additional emails in these boxes. If you notice additional emails and you don't want them, you can delete them. Here is your MC score, which we'll talk about later. Some of you that did the restore already have an MC score, but this is going to come up next month. As far as behavior goals and SMART goals, if you are just joining, again, that's going to be part of next month. But right here where it says My Fitness Pal name, I would love for you all to put your MyFitnessPal name right here. This makes it really easy for me to go through and see what everyone's names are when I'm looking to get that information. You can add your current weight here and your Getufit grade level right here. And this is something that we're going to talk about coming up. And then finally, your caloric limit is here someplace as well. And there is a box for that where you can add your calories. I'm just not finding it right now, but it is on here. Okay. All right. So let's head back and going to that same page. On here, your calendar, again, if you were to sign up for events, anything that you've signed up for is going to show up here. Notifications, same thing. If you like pages, if you like blogs, they're going to show up here. Your bookings, anything that you have scheduled will be here. Your history of appointments that you've made and up and coming appointments that you've made here. You can also reschedule and cancel your appointments from this box as well. Okay, basically managing all of your bookings. All right, so let's take you back here. And on this My Get You Fit page, you'll also notice the wallet. And I'm pretty excited about this because now those of you that need to update credit cards or change credit cards can do that right here. And you are in full control of that. And for those of you that don't know, this has been up for a while, but I have a Build My Journal page. It is basically a Get You Fit daily planner. And you could pick a cover. You can click here to download your cover. And there's several pages. There's measurement trackers for you to take measures of your body. There are workout logs if you would like to download them and keep track of your workouts. And there are dozens and dozens. I have daily schedules. I have shopping lists, I have to-do lists, it goes on. So basically download, print them, and you can create your own little book, okay? So as far as the events go, on the events and webinars page here, you can see that if you click on events, all of the scheduled events are on this page. If you decide that you're going to come to one of these events, you just click on RSVP and it will take you to this page with all of the details. You can RSVP to this event, and once you do that, you will be added to the list and you'll get those reminders. Okay, so that is what those are for. So definitely check those out. All right, so moving on, a couple more things that I want to show you here. Under the events page, all of the webinars, including this one, once they are recorded, are right here under recorded webinars. And there are literally dozens and dozens and dozens of them. So if you are looking for some resources, hop on this page. And better yet, if you don't know what you're looking for, if you want to just find something, you can go to that search bar that was there, or I have added search bars, not only on this menu, but I've also added a search on to this menu. And these are really, really handy because whatever you put in here, let's just say you are searching for exercise tips. You put in exercise and literally everything related to exercise will come up. There's 39 things related to exercise, 4 products, 1 service, 16 blog posts, which this is really what's going to bring you to what you need. And if you go to other pages, you're going to find the webinars, you're going to find podcasts, you're going to find all kinds of program information, and so on and so forth. And the same thing works with recipes. So if you were to put in pumpkin, you'll see here that not only all of the months come up, but the blog posts, and this will keep you busy for a while. Okay. All right. So check those out. And on here as well, we have the service request form. And lastly, I want to point out that wish list. Wish list is an itemized list of all of the more popular and frequently requested items that I am asked for over the years. So you'll see here, if you go to supplements, I have the protein powders of choice. I have really kind of all of the things that I feel are requested the most. And you'll notice that there are other categories such as kitchen gadgets, measuring tools, and so on and so forth. So definitely check all of those things out. Okay, so as far as the website goes, aside from that service request, which is right here, I think I pretty much have covered everything. All right, so let's mosey on back here to our presentation and continue on with what we were saying. Now, as far as your discounts and codes go, those are tied into your membership. So as you are going through the program, you'll notice that there are discounts available for coaching, for other services that promo codes are needed for. So be sure that you are aware of what those discounts are and use them definitely so that you can get your full value. Now, as far as the tiers go, this is a curriculum that has been put together for the program. Tier 1 is the start. Each tier is 3 months up until you get to the loyal membership. Tier 1 being 3 months, tier 2, 3 months, tier 3, 3 months. And once you get to the 9th month, you are then eligible for the loyal membership. Once you are loyal, it is then an annual membership that is on auto subscribe, and it is $129 a year. It is discounted, of course, because at this point, you have learned so much and you have truly understood the components of the Get You Fit program. You do still get all of the benefits included in the tier 1, the tier 2, the tier 3, all that communication, all of the facets. The only one thing that drops back is instead of receiving a meal plan every month, you only receive a meal plan every quarter. And truly by then you have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of recipes. So most people are pretty well set by the time they get to loyal. Now, the tier 4 is an extension of the membership. It is not included in the loyal membership. It is an extension. It's been designed for members who have gone through the entire program and have kind of just need to revisit and recommit. And not only are we going to be going through the elements of the tiers again, but we need to kind of also focus on some of the behavioral aspects of weight loss and understanding what perhaps caused the relapse, or identifying what behaviors need to be adjusted in order for us not to slide back into the old behaviors. So it is a 3-month program. And again, it's not mandatory. However, in the new member handbook, which is attached to this email, you'll notice that starting in 2023, there are going to be some requirements for loyal members to meet in order for their loyal membership to be renewed. And what I mean by is if loyal members aren't able to facilitate a simple role, the logging, the communicating, and really understanding the program, then I'm going to suggest that they go and take that tier 4, because the support is necessary for your growth, and for the loyal membership. The development of that was because of the independence of loyal members, and once I see that loss occurs in self-efficacy and loyal members needing a lot more support than what the loyal membership offers, then I really feel that it's in the best interest of the member and the program for tier 4 to be included in their regimen. In addition to Tier 4 this year, I have also added some grade levels to enhance our learning. And to point out, these are not to put you in a level of competency. These are simply to make us aware, to make me aware of what skills need to be focused on, what areas need to be strengthened. And what I've done is I've created an assessment that is also attached to this email. It's pretty brief, and it has a lot of these items on there. I'm going to pop that open in a second so I could show you how it works. But basically, what I've done is I have created some basic competencies, and I'm asking members to check off the ones that they can excel at. And based on that, you will be put into a level. The level is for us to understand what areas you need to work on. I have loyal members that have been with me for years and years that still are unable to do what here is in that level 1. And level 1 is being able to just log consistently. And I understand that there's a difference between knowing how to log consistently, but are you doing it consistently? And if you are repeatedly trying to and you're not, then that's an issue, because that's a barrier. And so that includes weekends, that includes understanding how to create restaurant meals. And so I'm going to go through each of these points as I open up that assessment, because I have consolidated them all. And so what I'm going to do now is pop that open. All right, so what the learning level assessment looks like is very simple. Make sure you write your name and your email on there. And basically, the instructions say only click an item if you can fully complete it, fully, not just sometimes, not just when you feel like it, fully do it, even when the times are tough. Okay. And so I've separated them into 3 sections. Food logging. You understand how to create meals and recipes on MyFitnessPal. I log daily and do not have issues with the consistency of this skill. I understand how to import recipes into MyFitnessPal. Now, if you get to one and you're like, what does that mean? Then don't check it off. I understand how to use a food scale. I understand the differences between ounces and grams in figuring out my portions. I understand the Getufit lavender trifecta and its components. Are you able to differentiate between essential and non-essential ingredients? Are you able to modify your recipes so that it fits the specific requirements for the meal? So what I mean by that is, are you able to put a recipe in from the meal plan and identify that the protein's too low and that you need to add protein, and how to do that? Are you able to identify what foods or ingredients provide better energy for you? So if you are somebody that doesn't really know that, yogurt doesn't keep you full as long as cottage cheese, and you just kind of go through the motions and you're not paying attention to weight fluctuations and what causes them, then I would not check this off. Do you understand how to properly space your meals in order to fit that caloric allowance? So if you're struggling with that intermittent interval fasting and you don't know how to space your meals out, or you're not getting your calories met, you're either going over or under, that is what this refers to. Are you able to log your foods at restaurants or meals that you don't create? And are you consistent with logging on the weekends as you are during the week? So once you complete this, you are going to, let's just hypothetically say that I was clicking these. You're going to tally up your score here, and you're going to put that right here. Okay. Next, routines. Are you able to acknowledge when modifications need to be made in creating those recipes? So again, you make a recipe, you realize that the fats are low. Are you able to acknowledge that and fix it? Are you able to create your own meals using that trifecta? And what this means is, can you go in the kitchen, make a sandwich and have it be lavender? Okay. Are you able to troubleshoot issues when unable to meet that lavender protocol? So as you're making your sandwich, are you making it and going, oh, my protein's low, I better add some more turkey to it? Or do you just go protein, carb, fat and move on? Big difference here between the two. Are you committed to the self-awareness in order to detect noncompliance? This is a big one. Many of you need to really do some soul searching on this one. What this means is, are you aware to call yourself out? Are you aware to notice your behaviors slipping away and catch yourself doing it immediately? Not just, well, I'm having a bad day, I'm under stress, it's the holidays. Are you able to commit yourself to that self-awareness and detect that noncompliance? Are you able to accept dietary suggestions and adjustments needed for that change to occur? And what I mean by this is, if the plan's not working, if you are following the plan and everything's nailed down perfectly, are you able and open to the possibility of modifications needing to be made in order for those changes to occur? There is no one diet for everyone. So it might just be where you are asked, hey, look, let's just try this for you. And are you able to accept those suggestions and not make them on your own? That's a really big one. Do you understand the Get You Fit Lavender trifecta and its components? So are you able to identify exactly all of the healthy fats, all of the non-healthy fats, and how to utilize them? Are you able to identify mindless behaviors before they become habits? And this one kind of ties in with the one up above, but mindless behaviors before they become habits. This is something that happens very, very slowly. It starts with, well, I'm not going to measure my cottage cheese. This is about the right amount. Then it turns into, well, I'm just going to throw on the peanut butter. Then slowly, if the weight's staying stable, I'm just going to have some handful of almonds and nuts, where you might be realizing you're doing it, but identifying that is being mindless is another thing. And oftentimes I have people that will say to me, but my weight didn't move and I was doing that. That's where it's mindless. I need you to be able to be aware of the fact that you started changing things and when they started. Okay. Are you committed to the protocol without backsliding into prior routines or self-sabotage? And this is where frustration occurs when the scale stops moving. Are you able to stick to this protocol instead of throwing in the towel and saying, this isn't working? I gave it 10 days and I'm out. Okay. Are you consistent with your eating behaviors, as consistent on the weekends as during the week? And I know that this is not definitely a skill. It's a skill, but it's something that you're aware of. But if you aren't able to execute this, then do not check yourself off. And then are you able to acknowledge when help is needed and ask for it? Instead of just kind of telling yourself you got this and making excuses for why you will self-regulate on your own. Again, you're going to tally up your totals for this section and add them here. So if I got 3 here, I have my 3 just for this section. And then finally, support. Check off the items that you're able to execute. I have a support system that extends outside the Get You Fit program. So if you have a ton of Get You Fit friends, great, but do you have any support outside the program? Do you lean on anyone else outside the program? Does your family support you? Do your friends support you? Do you find yourself showing others the protocol because you're so well versed in this eating? Do you notice that in your brain inner monologue, you might be somewhere and you're like, oh, she didn't add a healthy fat? Those are mindset triggers that show how embedded you are into the program. Are you able to compensate for going off track by immediately regaining that composure? So basically, if you are in the Screwed I Blew It club, then you're not checking this off. So can you face plant and pop up and move on? This is a hard one. All right. So how are you at compensating for that? Are you able to identify those barriers and create a strategy before they become an issue? So for this, if you are somebody that focuses on the problem, why is the scale not moving? Why is this program not working? Why? Then you're focusing on the issue instead of focusing on the barrier. What is stopping you? What is the causal effect of your issue in you not getting progress? And this is kind of a deeper skill. So if you don't know what I'm talking about and you are confused about this one, don't check it off. If you're struggling, you focus on finding that solution instead of fixating on my issue. So if you are struggling, do you stop and say, okay, where is my issue lying? I can't get meals on the table. Meals is my biggest problem. I can't seem to cook. Instead of focusing on that, but I can't cook, but I can't cook, but I can't cook, and it's just too hard for me, and I'm so busy. Focus on a solution. I realize that you can't cook. I realize you don't like to cook. I realize you're not busy, but what are you going to do about it? And that should be your focus, not the fact that you can't. Are you willing to take initiative to determine what foods work best for you? And what I mean by that is if you notice that repeatedly your weight's not moving and you are eating the same things every single day, it's going to be simple. Same input, same output. You can eat the same things every day for the rest of your life, and that scale is going to say the same thing. So are you able to take that initiative and go, wait a minute here, I've been eating the same breakfast every day, pretty much the same snacks every day. Nothing's happening here. Where is that problem? And this kind of all ties in with the ones above. Are you able to overcome those fluctuations on the scale? And do you have a growth mindset? Are you willing to try those new foods and regimens? Are you willing to open up and expand your mind? Because I've had a lot of members that are really kind of stuck in their ways, and we all get stuck in our ways, and it might be even stuck in the get you fit way, but that might not be the way anymore. So are you open to trying new things? I had a gal that was a loyal member who finally just tried avocado for the first time, and she was lacking healthy fat. That finally got the scale to move. Now, I'm not saying eat avocado if you hate it, but there's so many different ways to have avocado. And I've had avocado where I've disliked it to the point where I haven't eaten avocado for 6 months because it was a bad avocado. So, you don't know until you've kind of tried all the different options. Okay. Now here, total all three: your support, your routines, and your logging. So if I've only tagged one here, I'm going to add my 1, my 4, and my 3. And so I'm going to get an 8. And so if I get an 8, that puts me at a grade level 2. Once I submit this, don't forget your score. Once you submit this, you're going to get an automatic email. It will be automatic. That will actually send you a link that will direct you right to that member profile card. But if you want to do it immediately, what you could do is just go right back to the website and go to that drop-down box, member profile card, open it up, and add your grade level right here. Okay. And by the way, your learning levels are locked, which means no one can see them but me. Anything that has a globe here is open to the public. And if you don't like your display name, if you don't like your name, the way you named yourself, some of you have just little short names, you can actually change it. So this can be changed, but make sure that you hit update info or it will not save. Okay, so that is the grade levels. All right, and I am going to kind of put you guys all into different grade levels and kind of direct some learning opportunities your way based on that. And then finally, hidden stressors. My plan was to do a live demonstration of the importance of these hidden stressors. But those of you that did the 23 Restore did fill out a hidden stressor report, and you do have a score. I've attached that now to the onboarding materials. So anybody that has just joined should have also filled out that MC score. Basically what this is it is our way of identifying hidden stressors that impact our metabolism. And on the member card, there is a place for you to put your MC score. Our goal here is to change that score. And again, because this is the first month, I don't want to get everybody all overwhelmed. So we're going to save the MC score stuff for next month. And especially, I'm going to really launch it off after the presentation that I've planned, that is the stress cortisol presentation. So if you have not seen that or signed up for it, go to events and webinars and RSVP to this, because a lot of you truly are having issues with weight loss because of the stressors. And I'm not just talking about stress as you know it, outside stress, your dog's barking and your kid's nagging. I'm talking about internal stressors. There might be inflammation, there might be food intolerances, there might be hormonal stressors, there might be gut stressors. And so all of those things are embedded within. And this is something that we're going to talk about in February. And then lastly, I will point this out. This was not available originally the night that I was planning on putting this together. But if you notice off of the main site, I have added to my title here. It is not officially official until I get my results from my final that was submitted, and I do have a written, an oral examination that I still have to complete, but I have added all of the functional health programs that are available through Getufit on here. So anybody that wants to kind of patrol through here and check out all of the services that I will be offering, I have created and added on to the website. All right, so hopefully this helps, and I look forward to seeing Tier 4 members on Tuesday for our onboarding, and I look forward to having a great season. All right, you guys, enjoy your day.